You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
The Yankees have a baseball game to play on this beautiful Thursday evening, but it's all about that man, Derek Jeter. He is 3 hits away from 3,000. He's staying locked in. He picked 3 hits up in Cleveland. 3 more to go. He wants to get them this weekend to get them in front of this home crowd in the Bronx. As tonight, the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Tampa Bay Rays in the first of 4 from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball, along with John Flaherty. I'm Michael Kay. Well, Derek Jeter came off the DL on July 4th, and then he proceeded to just whittle down that number as he inches towards 3,000. 1 more hit last night.
Yeah, and a double for Derek Jeter, and he really drove this ball to right field in Cleveland. Probably the hardest ball he has hit since he's come off the disabled list. A classic Derek Jeter swing inside out and driving the ball to right center against a tough right-hander, Masterson. Derek Jeter now 3 hits away from that magical 3,000 mark.
All right, will he get those 3 hits this weekend? Those are the 4 pitchers that the Rays are going to throw at the Yankees, and that's how Derek is done. Tonight's starter, 5 for 9 Derek is against him. Hellickson, 1 for 2. Pricey struggled a little bit, but he does have a home run against a tough left-hander. Shields, 17 for 54, 315. You would think there are 3 hits in there. Let's look at tonight's New York Lottery pitching matchup. Jeff Neiman will start for the Tampa Bay Rays, 3-4, 5.05. And for the Yankees, Bartolo Colon, 6-3 with a 2.88 ERA. And when he came off the DL, John, he was dealing.
Yeah, I don't know what more you can say about Bartolo Colon. He's been great all year. He goes on the DL. He does not need a rehab appearance, and he faces the New York Mets, and he throws 6 shutout innings. Impressive with his velocity, impressive with the movement on the pitches. He struck out 6 in this ball game. I think the Yankees just satisfied he came out of there with a healthy start.
He's going to face a gutty, gritty Tampa Bay Ray team. Not many people expected this team to contend, but they are the little engine that could. How do they do it? John Flaherty's going to explain next on segment 2 right here on Yes. Game set between the Yankees and the Rays. Let's take a look at the Rays team scouting report brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. Strong rotation, bullpen surprise, and struggling bats. Bottom line is the Rays are a lot better than people thought they were going to be after all the losses they had during the offseason. You put that list together, John. What does it mean?
Well, you know what? They do it with pitching and defense, a strong rotation. You have Price, Shields, Hellickson. They're getting the job done. Kyle Farnsworth has been fantastic with his 17 saves. I think the bullpen probably the biggest surprise for the Rays this year. A lot of good hitters in the lineup. They just have not put it together all at the same time. Longoria really the guy who's got to step up.
They do win some close games, though.
They do. They play defense and they pitch, and that's how they do it. But they're looking in the second half maybe to add a bat, maybe to make somebody come up from the minor leagues to jumpstart their offense.
All right, so it's a tough stretch for them. They'll play the Red Sox after the Yankees. Yankees are looking to finish up the first half of the season. This man is looking for hit number 3,000 through the years with Derek Jeter. It began in 1992, and he's giving Yankee fans a lot of joy. All of that coming up next. Brought to you in part by McDonald's. Pick up 20 delicious chicken McNuggets for just $4.99 at your participating McDonald's. By Raymore and Flanagan, furnishing your style with guaranteed delivery in 3 days or less. And by T-Mobile's family plans with unlimited data, talk, and text. Step up to nationwide 4G. Well, even the Pigeons know the place to be here at Yankee Stadium. They were all congregated around Derek Jeter and the shortstop position as the captain is right there knocking on the door of history as he looks to become only the 28th man to get 3,000 hits in big league history. Let's take a look now at the Rays starting lineup, which is presented by Hyundai. Ben Zobrist, the second baseman, will lead off, batting second and playing right field, Matt Joyce. Evan Longoria, the DH, will hit third. Cleaning up first baseman, Casey Kochman. B.J. Upton in center field will bat fifth. Batting sixth and catching, John Jaso. Sean Rodriguez at third base will bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing left field, Sam Fold. And Reed Brignac, the shortstop, is going to bat ninth.
That lineup for the Rays going to face Bartolo Colon, and we'll get a look at his numbers on the year. They are very impressive, 6-3 with a 2.88 ERA. And we'll look at our Jeep pitcher scouting report on Bartolo. And mission accomplished his last time out. 6 shutout innings against the Mets, but more importantly, the hamstring not a problem. And he's only walked 18 in 84 in the third inning. A lot has been made about his velocity and movement. Impressive he can throw the ball over the plate. And the Yankees hoping for 3 more healthy months from Bartolo. He has not won a game this late in the year since 05. So the Yankees crossing their fingers he can stay healthy the rest of the way.
Ben Zobrist will lead off. Colon's ready, and let's do it in the Bronx. And the first pitch is upstairs, 1-0. So we are underway. Zobrist in a little bit of a slump right now. 2 hits in his last 21 at-bats. He's hitting .265 overall. Colon deals. Hammered foul. It has been a hot and humid day here in New York City. There's some thunderstorms in the forecast right now. Clear for baseball. The 1-1. Grounded to first and past Teixeira and down the right field line. Playing it in the corner is Swisher, and he cannot handle it, and that's going to allow Zobrist to go to third, and he will make it with a stand-up triple.
Well, not the way Bartolo Colon wanted to start off this ball game, and kind of surprising. Zobrist getting a slider. It looked like that Mark Teixeira usually makes this play right off of his glove, and then Nick Swisher has problems in the corner in right field. It's not the way you drew it up if you were a New York Yankee fan tonight. Zobrist ends up on third base.
It almost looked like Nick was playing soccer. He was trying to stop the ball with his feet, and then it got past him. So Zobrist is now on third without a man out. The Yankees will give up the run. The infield is bad. Here's Matt Joyce. Pitches upstairs.
Michael, we talked in segment 2, the Rays, a team, and you can see a all-star year for Matt Joyce, an all-star first half, the 11 home runs and 40 RBIs, but a team that has not put it together offensively yet. Have an outstanding pitching staff, rotation, and bullpen.
There's a strike. Joe Madden, the manager of the Rays, he's done a good job here. A lot of free agent defections after last season, but he has kept his team afloat. 1-1. Count 2-1.
Well, 4 games out for the Rays coming into this series, and it'll be a nice test for them, these 4 games before the All-Star break for Joe Madden's club.
Well, we're going to see where the Rays are. 4 games, All-Star break, 3 games against the Red Sox, and then another series against the Yankees. So we'll know exactly where they stand. Right now, the Red Sox a half game behind the Yankees, and the Rays 4 back of the Yankees. (3-1). And Matt Joyce walks. Runners on first and third and nobody out. Let's take a look at the Yankee defense, which is brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Gardner, Granderson, and Swisher left to right in the outfield. Infield, A-Rod, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira third and first. Russell Martin behind the plate. And Bartolo Colon is on the mound. Here's Evan Longoria. He's the DH tonight. Since June 20th, he's driven in 22 runs. So that's more than half of his ribbies. Spent the start of the season on the DL, but still his numbers are somewhat representative.
You bring up that stat, Michael. I mean, everybody around the Rays saying Longoria just has not got it going this year. You see the numbers since June 24th. So it's getting a little bit better in 11 games. He's the kind of player, he can really carry a club offensively. It just hasn't happened yet.
Line drive, a base hit to center field. That's going to score Zobrist. Joyce moves to second, an RBI single for Longoria, and the Rays have a run.
Well, nice piece of hitting by Longoria, a guy who's been known as an RBI machine, and that's a fastball right down the middle. Longoria does a nice job staying inside, not trying to pull it, shooting it right back up the middle. Bartolo Colon, who has been so good, that outing off the DL, has to be wondering what's going on here.
Here's Casey Kochman. Kochman is a guy who was always thought of as a player that could be outstanding. He was a great glove man, but the offense never caught up. And you see the numbers there, 343. This has to exceed everyone's expectations. They were wondering, how did we fill the void at first base with Carlos Pena leaving as a free agent? Well, Pena struggled to hit 200 last year, and this guy doesn't hit the home runs that Carlos Pena does, but he can field with them, and he's hitting 343.
You know, it's one of the feel-good stories in Tampa, Michael. I mean, Kochman is from the Tampa area, so obviously coming home, he's got a 5-game hitting streak coming in. Always a good glove man. Now he's figured it out a little bit offensively.
The 0-1. There's a strike. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. During the 5-game hitting streak, 9 hits and 20 at-bats.
I had a chance to talk to him last year. He's with Seattle, wasn't getting a lot of playing time, was kind of down in the dumps, and you know, we just had a conversation. You never know where your career is going to go. Signs with Tampa, had a great spring training, and they sent him down to AAA. Kept working hard, got an opportunity, and he has taken advantage.
This could be two. Ground ball to Cano. There's one. On to first. It's a double play as Joyce moves to third.
Well, with all that movement for Bartolo Colon, there's a double play waiting to happen with Kotzman if he can get a ball down in the zone, which he was able to do. Robinson Cano, a little bit of trouble with that backhanded feed right to Derek. Easy turn. Kotzman doesn't run that well.
Here's B.J. Upton. Upton 3 hits in his last 17 at bats. A world of talent, and it's never really translated into the numbers that people thought. Good ball player, but not great. But he has talent to be great. Only major league player whose batting average has decreased every year since '07, starting at 300 and now at 231. Everybody in baseball, John, probably thinks that they can unlock that talent.
Well, it's all there. You know, whenever I've watched Upton hit, and you know, obviously quick hands, a powerful bat, can run, steal bags, but he always looks so mechanical when he hits. You know, it's like a couple of moving parts that he has to have in place at the right time to be successful.
Ground ball to second. Cano is right there, and that'll do it. So the Rays score a run on 2 hits, and they lead 1. Coming up, Derek Jeter. The countdown continues. That was hit number 1 against the Mariners. That's 1,000. That's 2,000. And then 27-22 to pass Derek. A lot of history from Derek Jeter. More on the way. Themselves.
Derek Jeter, number 2.
Curtis Granderson, number 14.
Mark Teixeira, number 25.
Alex Rodriguez, number 13.
Robbie Cano, 24.
Nick Swisher, number 33.
Jorge Posada, number 20.
Russell Martin, number 55.
Brett Gardner, number 11.
That Yankee lineup going to face Jeff Neiman. We'll take a look at his numbers, all 6'9" of them. 3-4 in ERA, just over 5, 56 hits and 46 in the third. Our Jeep pitcher scanner report, he had some back problems, but he is back from the DL, and the numbers a little bit better. 3 starts, 2-0 with a 3.6, and height is a factor when you're 6'9". Really has to do a good job working downhill, keeping the ball down. And second best in franchise history with 30 wins through his first 50 decisions. First on that list, David Price with 36.
Derek gets a warm ovation as he comes to the plate. 2,997 hits. Derek is trying to become the 28th man in baseball history to get 3,000. How many times has he had a 3-hit game in his career? 254 times. The most of any active player in the majors. Does he have one in him tonight? If so, he'll get to 3,000. And there's one. He lines that one into left center field. It's a base hit. Jeter rounds first. He's going for 2. He's got himself a double. 2 away from 3,000.
He doesn't waste any time. A first pitch fastball. We've seen it through his whole career. An aggressive hitter. And the double last night was smoked to right field, and this is driven to left center field, and Upton gets caught on his heels a little bit here as Derek Jeter takes advantage. Gets himself into scoring position with a double. Nice piece of hitting and a nice piece of base running.
Mom and dad and a big family contingent, including Tino Martinez, all rooting on Derek Jeter. So now he's 2 away, and you are here for the quest. He's the tying run at second base. Here's Curtis Granderson against Neiman. You know, a lot has been said and written about Derek that he doesn't hit line drives anymore. Lowest line drive percentage. His last 3 hits have all been hard hit balls. The double to left center. Last night, a double over the head of Austin Kearns, and that one, a double into the gap in left center. He's hit the ball hard. The 1-0. 2-0.
Well, you know what, Michael? I mean, hitters go through slumps all year long, and Derek has admitted this first half has not gone the way he has liked it. Maybe coming off the DL, getting a little bit of a break. You get healthy, you come back, a little bit more life in his swing.
Grounded to first. It's a fair ball. Fielded by Kochman. He beats Granderson to the bag. Moving to third is Jeter.
Well, Curtis Granderson going to get some congratulations, and rightfully so. He's had a big year offensively. A nice piece of situational hitting. His teammates appreciate it.
That's going to bring up Teixeira. A very odd infield alignment. Check this out, John. 3 infielders on the right side, and they're all in. Usually you have 1 in short right field. Whole left side of the infield is open. The third baseman, Rodriguez, is standing close to the bag so Jeter doesn't get a huge lead, and that leaves the entire left side open.
Well, Joe Madden, manager of the Rays, we have seen this in his tenure. He's not afraid to take chances and do some things that are different. Bartolo Colon on the mound for the Yankees. The Rays trying to hold this run here at third, and Derek Jeter.
There's a strike.
Good pitch for Neiman. He is a fastball, curveball, slider, split guy. Joe Madden, see, barking out instructions. Not afraid to do things against the book. A little bit different.
One upstairs.
Can't help thinking, Michael, you know, the crowd gets into with Derek Jeter, that double to lead off the game, brought them to their feet, but as teammates as well. I mean, all these guys are excited for Derek, looking forward to these games, a little bit more electricity in the crowd. Fun to be a teammate.
The 2-1 outside, 3-1. Alex Rodriguez on deck. And a walk to Teixeira. So the Yankees have runners on the corners with 1 out for A-Rod. Let's check out the Rays defensively, and it's brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, their tri-state dealers. Fold, Upton, and Joyce in the outfield. Left to right, Fold makes magical catches out and left. A lot of diving plays. Sean Rodriguez, Reed Brignac, Ben Zobrist, and Casey Kochman, third to first. John Jaso behind the plate. Jeff Neiman is on the mound. And here's Alex as the infield backs up. Looking for a double play. Foul back. Alex 4 hits in his last 8 at bats, and because of Derek's pursuit of 3,000, it's almost flown under the radar that Alex has not had a home run in 81 at bats, and that's the longest streak within a season in his career. Still hitting 299, driving in runs, but the power is not there. He has 13 home runs on the year. The 2 Yankees combined before him have 50. That's Granderson and Teixeira. The 0-1. Outside, 1-1.
Well, it's hard to get on a guy. I mean, coming in, hitting 299 with 13 at 52 and a long homerless drought. You wonder if that is it the right knee?
I think it is, yeah.
You know, you watch him round the bases and try to score on base hits, and you can see he's clearly not 100%. You wonder that's his back leg, his drive leg. Might be affecting his power a little bit. Still a productive hitter.
1-2.
A good pitch by Neiman right there. I mentioned 6'9". You talk to people around the Rays, they say he really has to concentrate pitching down with the fastball because it's 90-91. Good job of elevating Alex Rodriguez inside. Has him set up for a breaking ball in the dirt or another fastball in.
One-two. Swing and a miss. Off speed. Alex down on strikes. Big strikeout for Neiman.
Neiman executed a few pitches back to back, a fastball up and in, and then a curveball 12-6 straight down. See the good grip with that index finger. A great rotation on Yes Mo. Alex swings right over the top.
That'll leave it up to Cano. Robinson has a 10-game hitting streak. He's 13 for 40 during that time. He's the starting second baseman for the American League in the All-Star game. Voted on by the fans. Foul back, certainly earned it. Yankees come in at 51-34. And Robinson in his last 25 games has been on fire. 347, 2 homers and 16 ribbies. On the road trip through Citi Field and Progressive Field, he was 9 for 25. And the 0-1. 1-1. Derek Jeter opened the inning with a double. He's at third. Mark Teixeira's at first. 2 men out. Rays lead 1-0. Slice foul. Jeter had to get down. Get out of the way of that line drive. One-two pitch. Foul back. Crowds come to see a game. They've also come to see history. Derek is 33% of the way there. He was 3 hits away coming into the game. And he opened up this inning with a double to left center. So he's 2 hits away from 3,000. 2,998. Yankees are trying to win a game. The 1-2 inside. And there's been so much attention on Derek's pursuit of this record, it almost makes the game become the sidebar. You see how close this came to clipping Robinson. And I think that probably drives Derek Jeter to distraction, because that's not what he ever wants to be, is the star of the show, so to speak.
Yeah, the center of attention. He's all about the team and winning ball games. An important series here, American League East.
2-2. But he did say it well before he got injured. He said the good thing about trying to get hits is if you get hits, you can help your team win.
I think Derek obviously feeling better about his swing. His last couple of hits have been more like Derek Jeter of the past. But you wonder, Michael, how much he's enjoying this. I mean, you know, obviously it's a big milestone, but when you're in that competition of trying to win a ball game, can you take a step back and really take it all in? I'm sure it's tough to do.
Runner will go from first, 3-2. Hot shot and diving stop by Zobrist. Took a hit away from Cano and took a run away from the Yankees. But Derek Jeter provided a little spark of energy right at the start of the inning. Came out, got a nice ovation, came to the plate, jumped on the pitch, and drove it to left center field. He's 2 hits away from history. Derek Jeter's 3,000th hit go. Choices are 1 left field, 2 center field, 3 right field, 4 infield. I'd say 5 on his mantle. You can text your vote to 58772, and standard text messaging rates certainly apply. We will break down his hits for you. Pitches outside to John Jaso as we start the second inning. This is where Derek's hits have gone. A spray chart, we call it. Most of them have gone to right field, that Jeterian inside-out swing. Count 1-1. The Elias Sports Bureau have compiled this chart for us. 854 to left, 781 to center, 993 to right, 142 to third. I guess that means going through the third base hole or slow rollers.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Are those infield hits to third?
They're counted by which fielder fields the ball, so I guess there are a lot of those slow rollers to third.
We had 6 in front of home plate where the catcher would have had a play.
I think the 6 for the catcher would be bunts or
base hits,
or bunts to third as well, where the third baseman picked up the ball. There's the 2-2. Fouled away.
Just expect it to be to right field, wouldn't you? I mean, when you think of Derek Jeter and his whole career, that's what you think about, driving the ball the other way.
There were more hits to left than I thought. I thought there would be overwhelmingly more hits to right. Now, most of them have been to right, well, the majority, but not overwhelmingly. The 2-2. Fouled away.
Well, I'll tell you, Michael, as a catcher, an ex-catcher who tried to get Derek Jeter out, it was incredibly frustrating when you would throw balls inside. You knew you could beat him, and he'd just fight him off the other way for base hits and come out of the ball game 2 for 3, 2 for 4, and you felt like you pitched him well. Base hits to left field, probably more on breaking ball, curveball, slider.
2-2. Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. It's hot, 82 degrees. It was in the 90s all day today. 52% humidity, not much wind, and the forecast is cloudy and possible showers. The only thing good about showers is it might cool it down a bit. But very hot, sticky, muggy today. The 2-2.
Watching the Rays early on, I mean, they're making Bartolo Colon work. Jaso here fouling off a bunch of tough pitches. It seems like their club, they're ready for the fastball. That's what Bartolo Colon has done this year, really established that pitch. Rays seem like they're ready for it tonight.
2-2. Jaso's putting together a good at bat against Colon. Count now full at 3-2. This will be the 10th pitch of the at bat. You get the sense early on with a second walk there, John, that he does not have the laser-like command that he has had in most of his starts.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're also seeing Daryl Cousins, the home plate umpire. He's flinching a little bit at this two-seamer inside that's going to come back. And watch his reaction. He flinches a little bit, almost like he wants to call it. That's a pitch Bartolo has been getting early on this year, but it is inside.
It's a pitch he needs. There's Daryl Cousins. So Jaso wins that 10-pitch at bat. And that's the first leadoff walk that Bartolo Colon has issued this season. That's 88 batters. There's a strike.
I mentioned the Rays struggling offensively this year, trying to put it together. You'd expect Joe Madden to do some things, a guy who's not afraid to take chances. Look for some hit and runs against Bartolo Colon, a guy who will throw the ball over the plate. The Rays will steal bags, aggressive on the base paths, as we've always seen the last few years.
Count 0-2. Rodriguez playing third tonight as Evan Longoria is the DH.
Johnny Damon a little banged up.
Left hand contusion. Hit by Francisco Liriano yesterday. Damon really a leader on this team. Hot shot up the middle, of base hit. Jaso will stop at second. It's a single for Rodriguez. IOTV offers incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD free. IOTV is the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes.
See Alex Rodriguez playing in on the grass, anticipating the possibility of a bunt from Fold. A guy who can really fly, and you wonder with Joe Madden, his strength of his ball club pitching and defense, trying to get a few runs early on if you can. See if they play small ball.
They squared a bunt. They throw through, the Yankees do, but hustling back is Jaso. Wasn't a great throw by Martin. The Yankees just lost 2 out of 3 to Cleveland. First series loss since really the beginning of June when they lost that series to the Red Sox. They have been on fire, and finally a misstep in Cleveland, losing 2 out of 3 to the Indians. Scored 3 runs in the 9th inning yesterday, but that wasn't enough. They lose the game 5-3. Phil Hughes got the start, won 5 innings and allowed 2 runs. Pitched okay. I think they probably expected more, and he expected more, but kept them in the game, gave an opportunity to win.
Yeah, you know what? I was kind of refreshed by Phil after the game, talking to Kim Jones, saying, listen, I expect better. I wasn't very good tonight. A very honest assessment. He expects more.
High fly ball, center field. Granderson puts it away. I mean, there were good things about his performance and then things that made you raise your eyebrow. One of the good things is in the first inning, he's hitting 93-94. Now, one of the bad things in the 5th inning, He was averaging close to 90 on his fastball, and also he didn't have one swing and a miss on a fastball all night. That he needs to improve on.
Yeah, I think that's probably the stat that jumps out, the swings and misses on some of his stuff. It just tells you it wasn't very good last night. Hitter's getting a good look at that fastball, but you got to give Phil a little bit of time coming back from the injury. He's probably in that spring training mode, trying to keep that arm strength throughout a ball game. We'll have a long time now in between starts with the All-Star break coming up.
This could be a double play. There's one. And there's two. As Reed Brignac is doubled up. 4-6-3. Second double play by the Rays. We go to the bottom of the second. It's 1-0 Tampa Bay. Built on trust at GE Capital. We prove that every day.
Well, we've seen a couple of these already in this ball game. Robinson Cano fields a ground ball easily over to Derek Jeter. Another 4-6-3 double play for Bartolo Colon, your GE Capital partner play.
Derek Jeter has one hit already tonight. A double into the gap in left center field. He's the fifth batter due to come up in this inning. Nick Swisher, the number 6 hitter, will start it off. Over his past 13 games, Nick 16 for 46. That's 348 with 15 ribbies. Talking to Nick last night, he was, everybody knows he went to Ohio State. And that is the only school in the country, that offered him a scholarship to play baseball. Not one other team showed any interest. A couple of schools showed interest in him being a football player. And he takes particular pride in the fact, he said, one school recruited me to play baseball. One gave me a scholarship, he said, and I was a first-round draft pick. He said, I think that's pretty cool. He said, so a lot of people made mistakes on him. They didn't see it. Slowed down by Neiman. Kicks out towards Zobrist. And that'll be a 1-4-3 to retire Swisher.
Well, Nick Swisher can't believe it. Another rocket off of his bat. He's been red hot lately. Neiman does a nice job deflecting it. It goes right to Zobrist, and it'll be an easy play from there.
Here's Jorge Posada. Jorge 10 for his last 30. pitch outside, 1-0. And a strike. Off the glove of Jaso, count 2-1. Incredibly, here we are on July 7th as a base hit by Posada past a diving Sean Rodriguez. And two division rivals, the Yankees and the Rays, have only played each other twice. So they have 16 more games against each other this season, beginning with tonight's series opener. It's the most head-to-head games remaining on this year's schedule for any pair of major league teams, and that's the schedule of the remaining games. So these teams are going to decide how each other will do in the final tally.
Well, this American League East race is going to be fascinating. I mean, the Red Sox beat up a little bit with some of their pitching now. Lester went on the DL. And Tampa Bay feeling like if they could pick it up just a little bit offensively, they're going to be right there.
How about this stat, John? The Rays started off 1-8, and they were 5 games back after being 1-8. Well, since that time, they're 47-31. You know how many games they gained? They gained 1 game in the standings, despite being one of the hottest teams in baseball, because the Yankees and the Red Sox have been just as hot. It's a tough division to be in if you're the third best team, because the other 2 teams in front of you are so good. That one's driven out to right field and deep. Going back is Joyce. On the track, he's going to have to play it off the wall. It caroms past him. Hustling to third is Posada. He'll stop right there. It's a double for Martin. Yankees are set up second and third. 1 man out.
Well, 3 balls hit hard this inning. Nick Swisher had nothing to show for his. Jorge Posada base hit the other way. And Russell Martin does a nice job here with a little slider, and he sits back on his back leg and really drives it to right field. Just misses his 11th home run of the year by a few feet. A good look at it on Yesmo. Said a few feet, a couple of inches there at the top of the wall.
Yankees trail 1-0. We're in the bottom of the second. A ground ball to second or short could tie this game. Remember, Posada does not have great speed at third, so they're in at the corners, and a hard hit ground ball to second or short might not get it done. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm surprised the middle infielders, Brignac and Zobrist, not playing maybe a step or 2 in, try to cut Jorge Posada off on a ground ball.
Gardner a threat to bunt, but again, Posada doesn't have great speed. And there's a strike. For his last 10, runners in scoring position. Gardner in a little bit of a slide. 4 for his last 21. He's down to 267. Remember, he was in the 290s. The 0-1. 1-1 on deck is Derek Jeter. Popped up. That's not going to get it done. Kochman will put it away for the second out. And listen to the hand for Jeter.
For the Yankees, number 2, Derek Jeter. Number 2.
Well, the countdown continues. He is indeed 2 away from 3K. Picked up a double in the first inning. We're hit number 2,998. Forget about chasing 3,000. This is an important at-bat in this game to this point. Runners on second and third with 2 outs. Count 1-0.
Well, Jeter with that double in the first inning, now 6 for 10 against Neiman. So obviously sees the ball well coming out of his hand.
Grounded softly to third. Sean Rodriguez across the diamond, and that will do it. So the countdown stalls, and so does the Yankee rally. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left. Let's go to the third.
You, but what if he wants to go to the University of Michigan? What did you say to them?
Well, yes, I was asked that. He said, well, is Derek Jeter going to be a difficult sign? And I said no, and they said, well, we understand he's going to go to the University of Michigan, and that's a big college scholarship, and that's a tough commitment and competition. And I said no, the only place this young man is going is Cooperstown.
Well, that story has certainly become part of the Jeter legend, and the person that asked Dick Groach the question was our very own Kimberly Jones. She joins us right now in the third base camera well, and we've heard that story, and boy, Dick Groach certainly has that as part of his scouting legend now. He went out on a limb and almost guaranteed the Yankees that Jeter was going to be great.
Absolutely. Back in 1992, Michael, Dick Groach saw a lot of games played by Kalamazoo Central High School in Michigan, and he learned that not only was Derek Jeter a great player, but he saw some of the same intangibles that Jeter is now famous for. In fact, back then, his scouting report said this young man will be a Yankee and he will win championships.
High fly ball, deep right field. Swisher back on the track. He leaps. See ya. Home run for Ben Zobrist, who now has a triple and a home run. And the Rays have a 2-0 lead. So Zobrist goes yard for his 10th home run of the year, and the crowd throws the ball back into the field. Kim, continue with the story because it's interesting. Derek was the 6th pick in 1992, and there were a lot of scouts for the first 5 teams that were pushing their teams to sign Jeter as well.
And as each of the 5 did not select Jeter, Groach said to himself, that team just made a mistake, so did that one, and so on. And he and his wife Nancy are here this weekend at the invitation of Brian Cashman, both of them so touched to be here. And when Jeter saw Dick Groach today on the sidelines during batting practice, he went right over with a big hug and a handshake for Nancy, and he looked at Dick Groach and said, I want to get this over with tonight.
It must be such a thrill for Groats to have been there scouting him at Kalamazoo Central and then being here tonight to see him, or maybe tomorrow, to see him get his 3,000th hit. Every scout dreams of it. Yep. You hear scouts throughout baseball history. Tom Greenwade is the man who signed Mickey Mantle. Scouts make their reputation on that one great player, and Groach's is Jeter. Absolutely.
It is emotional and a source of great pride for Dick Groach, as you would expect. He told me that in this business there are a lot of whoops moments, of course, meaning failures, and whoopee moments, meaning successes. He said, Derek Jeter is my great whoopee.
Now there's a whoopee right there. A beautiful play by Brett Gardner, taking Evan Longoria's base hit away. So a beautiful play by Brett Gardner. Before this inning ends, Kim, I know that you've been around Jeter for a long time, since you started working at Yes. How does he seem to you? Does he seem like he's a little amped? Does he seem anxious? How would you describe him?
Well, Jorge Posada said, I know he wants to get this here at home. I'm so happy for him. So maybe it's Jorge giving it away totally. But today in his press conference, Jeter was very good, talking about everything from the milestone to reflecting. And one of his big comments, Michael, that stuck with everyone was, I've always had enough respect for this game to know that you have to hustle every day and play hard every time out. So that is who Derek Jeter is when he gets number 3,000. And Dick Groach would tell you that's who he was when he was 17 years old.
That one is drilled deep to right center field, giving chases. Granderson, he can't get there. It's one hop up against the wall as Kochman gets himself a double. Derek is also involving his family, Kim. They are here in force. When he got that hit in the first inning, that's a packed Jeter box up there on the first base side.
And he said that's one of the things making this weekend so special. He said he often has family here. We certainly see the parents here very often, as well as his sister. But he said to have everyone here together makes this fun. He is enjoying that part of it.
Well, good stuff, Kim. We'll talk to you a little bit later on.
Thanks, Michael.
All right, that's Kim Jones, and you'll hear her on the postgame with Bob and Jack. And we'll cover this. Obviously, if he gets the hit today, we'll have extensive coverage. We'll be all over it all weekend as well. Yankees trailing 2-0 right now, and you can tell this is not vintage Bartolo Colon as he serves that one up, and a base hit in the center field off the bat of Upton. Rounding third and heading home is Kochman. The throw is cut off by Teixeira. That's an RBI single for Upton, and it's 3-0 Tampa Bay.
Well, it's strange to see so many balls hit right on the nose against Bartolo Colon. He's been so good this year. Seems like every Ray batter going up there, they're ready for this. Number one, the fastball. Upton takes it right back up the middle. Kochman had a double to right center field. A little two-out hitting. Rays now have a 3-0 lead.
Upton, a team leading 46 runs batted in now, and it's a 3-0 Rays lead. Here's John Jaso.
Upton, a threat to run, has 20 stolen bases coming into this game. Really nothing for the Rays to lose here if he attempts to try to get himself in a scoring position with 2 outs.
It seems so strange to see this with Colon on the mound, because I don't think I'm going out on a limb to say that in most of his starts, he hasn't just been effective, he's been dominant. I mean, he's looked great.
You hate to say it, it looks easy. Yeah. You know, when he's been throwing the way he has all year long. I mean, he goes out there and hits corners, has plenty of movement, velocity, and everybody knows it's not easy to be that dominant, but he has made it look that way this year.
In his last 4 starts, I mean, you have a 1 ERA and a 4-0 record. That's dominance. Just 3 walks and 22 strikeouts.
You know, and he's been walking a tightrope in this game. A couple of double plays have really saved him. A lot of hard hit balls. You can see he's going to plan B, a little bit of changeup there. Trying to get the Rays off of his fastball, show them a different look, maybe some more sliders coming.
Now, one of his recent games, and you're talking about going up the fastball, I remember Al was in the booth, Al Leiter, and I think he thought that, let's say he threw 90 pitches, 89 were fastballs. So that's how effective and how much movement the fastball has had.
You know, I mean, you talk to people around the Rays and they watch the video, they're saying we can only pick up 6, 7, 8 breaking balls all game. I mean, he's doing it with the fastball. And they have been ready for it tonight.
One of 3 American League pitchers averaging fewer than 2 walks and more than 8 strikeouts per 9 innings. The other ones, Verlander and Price, who we'll see on Saturday. 3-1. Runner goes, now 3-2. Well, Upton will definitely go now. 3-2 and 2 outs. Colon deals. And he walks Jaso for the 2nd time. That's the 3rd walk issued by Colon.
And that G pitcher scatter report, I was all proud of the fact that he hadn't walked that many this year. 18 and 84 in the 3rd coming in. Off his game a little bit tonight.
Sean Rodriguez takes outside. 1-0. Coming into this game, Colon throws 85.7% of his pitches for fastballs. I don't think that's the percentage tonight. There's 2 in a row right there that were in fastballs.
You got to make some adjustments. I mean, the Rays showing him that they are hunting #1, the fastball. You got to start changing it up a little bit. And you might be able to go back to your original game plan if you get him off of the fastball. Pay attention if Bartolo can get it going a little bit.
One. High fly ball, left field. Gardner is there, and that'll do it. But the Rays get 2 more runs on 3 hits. They lead 2. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. 3-0 Tampa Bay. Cell Express enjoyed the journey. The journey continues with 3 more games against Tampa Bay tomorrow night. And then Saturday and Sunday afternoon, all the games on Yes. Then the next 3 days, it's the All-Star break, with the 12th being the All-Star game in Phoenix, Arizona. Then the Yankees start their second half with 4 games against the Blue Jays in Toronto. And that is the upcoming schedule. So far, this game has not gone that well for the Yankees. 3 runs by Tampa Bay over 3 innings. They lead 3-0. It'll be Granderson, Teixeira, and A-Rod. Yankees threatened in the first inning. Leadoff double by Jeter. 1 out later, a walk to Teixeira, but A-Rod struck out, and Cano grounded out to second. They threatened again in the second inning. 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. Gardner fouled out to 3rd, and Jeter grounded out softly to 3rd. Gardner fouled out to first, and Jeter grounded out to third. So they wasted opportunities. They'll have 4 runners on base. They've had their chances against Neiman. The big right-hander deals. There's a strike. Curtis Granderson, just the 3rd player in Major League history to have 7 triples and 25 homers in a season before the All-Star break. The other 2, they both happened in the 50s. Willie Mays in 1955 and the Braves' Eddie Matthews in 1959. You'd be hard-pressed, though, to get Gardner to wax poetic about 25 home runs. His big deal is the run scored. That's what he cares about. He has 77 runs scored. Grounded to first. Kochman bobbles, stays with it, and beats Granderson to the bag for the first out. Very strange defensive positioning there, and it happened on the 3-1 pitch. The shortstop moved to the second base side of the bag. So they felt that with a 3-1 count, Granderson was just going to try to pull the ball no matter where it was pitched.
You know, and I actually like that. That's good scouting right there, going pitch counts. And we've watched Curtis all year really drive the ball, getting a fastball and a fastball count and trying to pull it. In case Kochman a little bit on the line there makes the play. You know, Michael, being in that Tampa Bay clubhouse this afternoon, there was kind of a common theme there that we have to do things a little bit differently here. Obviously, they don't have the huge payroll. I mean, they're going to have to take some chances with defensive alignments.
That one's popped up left side. A long run and a play by Fold for the second out.
We talked about this Rays club. They can really play some defense. We've seen Kochman make some good plays. Fold covering a lot of ground. Get to the wall, figure out where the ball is, and make the play. It's the most important part for the outfielder here.
Little body English by Neiman. Here's Alex Rodriguez. He struck out with runners on the corners and 1 out in the first inning. And that one a ground ball to short. Brignac. An easy 1-2-3 inning for Jeff Neiman as the Yankees go down in order. And we go to the 4th. Tampa Bay 3 and New York nothing right here on Yes. Four members of the 3,000 hit club played at one time for the Yankees. Who are they? I know 2.
I know 1.
I wonder if your one is one of the two I know. Because then if we combine, we'd just be one away. We'll find out. All of us will. The bottom of the fourth. Here's Sam Fuld. The words gutty and gritty, they're pretty much what Sam Fuld's about. Tampa Bay got him from the Cubs and the Matt Garza deal. A lot of the highlight plays you see on SportsCenter, Sam Fuld running into a wall. And he's that sort of player as he lofts that one to center field. And Granderson puts it away. Got to bring up Reed Brignac. Certainly not doing well offensively. Wrapped into a double play already today. 2 for his last 13.
Well, the Rays traded Jason Bartlett, thinking that Brignac would be able to come in here and do the job every day. Like you said, Michael, the batting average down.
Rays had a lot of people that they had to replace. They traded Bartlett because he started to make too much money. They lost Pena. They traded Garza because he started to make too much money, and they knew that if they kept him, they'd have to end up paying him even more, and they probably wouldn't be able to keep him long term. And then the entire bullpen left. Pretty much, I mean, that's not even hyperbole. The entire bullpen. Here's the Bartlett trade, and Tampa Bay got back 4 players, and 3 of them arms. And that's what they had to do. That keep restocking their farm system, collecting draft picks, and make those draft picks pay off with good selections.
You know, and I have some good friends who kind of work behind the scenes in Tampa from the days that I was there, and they said, you know, what do you guys need in the second half to make a run? And it was clearly, you know, we need another bat, especially in the outfield, you know, productive bat. And they're honest. They say we don't really foresee that happening. It's probably going to be more of a move from the minor leagues.
Lofted into left field for a hit.
See if you can get some help down there in the minor leagues and then maybe jumpstart your offense, but they clearly need another bat in their lineup.
These are some of the big names that they lost. Carl Crawford obviously went to the Red Sox. Pena, Garza, Soriano to the Yankees, Benoit to the Tigers. And the interesting thing is that Soriano's hurt and Benoit's been almost a complete bust with the Tigers. You know, Pena is what Pena is. He hits around 200 and plays good defense. Crawford has not done well and has been on the DL for the Red Sox. But those were big losses for this team. And it wasn't a case, John, okay, we'll lose these guys and we'll replace the money. They just cut that money off their payroll because even when they were good and they were going to the World Series, people forget they won the American League East last year. People don't come to that ballpark. So the owner of the team is saying, well, I'm not going to pour more money into it and lose money. I'll just keep playing young people.
Yeah, and I guess you got to give that man right there, Joe Madden, and his staff, you know, some credit because I don't think anybody gave him a whole lot of chances coming out of spring training. I think I was one of them. But there's no way they can continue to do this. But the bullpen has been the biggest surprise. Kyle Farnsworth, are you kidding me? 17 saves?
And they do it every year. They seem to fashion a big-time bullpen. But what they lost last year, they lost their setup guys, their lefty specialists. They lost their closer. And everybody said, well, they can't compete this year. They don't have a bullpen. But they took chances, and they know how to find arms. And that's why they're 4 games out. The 2-0. And the count 3-0. Well, this is as close to laboring as we've seen Bartolo Colon this year. And that misses outside and another walk. So Zobrist continues his perfect night. Triple home run and a walk. So runners on first and second with 1 out. That'll bring up Matt Joyce. And that's going to bring out Larry Rothschild.
You know, it's a combination, too, Michael, here with, you know, Rothschild going to the mound. I don't think Bartolo has great stuff tonight. He's also not getting the close pitches from Darryl Cousins that we've seen him get this year with all the movement.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. See some action in the Yankee bullpen. And a long talk by Rothschild before Darrell Cousins comes out to break it open. 4 walks for Colon. That ties his season high. And Hector Noesi begins to throw. (3-0) Rays. First and second, 1 out. Joyce has walked and grounded to second.
Well, we'll see if Bartolo can do it again. I mean, he's got the ability to get some ground balls, a couple of double plays tonight. Looking for another one here from Joyce. That sinker down and away, and take your chances.
Lofted to left field. Toward the line is Gardner. He'll make the play for the second out. Runners retreat. And that's going to bring up Longoria. RBI single for Longoria. And he was robbed of a hit. Nice play in left field, coming on strong by Brett Gardner right at the shoe tops. Check swing and foul back. 3 runs on 7 hits for Tampa Bay. The Yankees no runs on 3 hits, and one of the hits, a double on the first pitch of the first inning by Derek Jeter, pulling him to within 2 of 3,000. The 0-1. 1-1. Four for his last 6 in these situations. 316 overall. That's a telling number. Those 2 out hits, you get paid on those. Those are ones that really hurt pitchers too. 1-1. Good pitch there by Colon. 1-2.
Yeah, probably his best slider of the night right there. To a fastball right on the corner of the pitch before, and a good slider down and away. Longoria fooled.
And the 1-2 pitch. Tapped slowly towards second. Cano is there. He'll get Longoria, and that'll do it. So Colon works into and out of trouble. No runs a hit, no errors, and 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 3-0 Tampa Bay. by 1,800 tequila and by the New York Lottery. When you scratch Lottery's instant games, good things happen in an instant. So be ready. All things considered, the way he has struggled, John, 3-0 certainly is not unworkable for the Yankees. He has kept them in the game despite not having great stuff.
Sign of a good pitcher. Go out there with mediocre stuff, able to keep your ball club in the ball game. We'll see if Jeff Neiman can do his part.
Cano, Swisher, and Posada here in the 4th inning. 10-game hitting streak for Cano. And there's a strike. Ground ball, base hit to right field. An 11-game hitting streak for Cano. Now let's check out the answer to the New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz. And the question was, 4 Yankees or 4 players that have worn Yankee uniforms have actually gotten 3,000 hits. Now, they didn't play for the Yankees at the time. I can think of Boggs and Winfield. Is that who you were thinking?
Boggs was the guy I was thinking.
All right, let's see who the other 2 are. Ricky Henderson and Paul Wainer, who I would not have gotten. He had 1 hit as a Yankee, so he sneaks his way onto that list. Well, I'm not sure if Paul Wainer was big poison or little poison, because he had a brother who played in the big leagues, and one was big poison, one was little poison.
That's what you bring to a broadcast right there. Incredible.
I think he was big poison.
You know, I was thinking a lot about Boggsy today, though, because, you know, very similar when I played with Wade when he got his 3,000th hit. He needed 3. And nobody thought he was going to get it that night. And sure enough, he gets 2 hits his first couple of times. Hits a home run for hit number 3,000. Obviously, Derek coming in here needing 3 hits. Now he only needs 2.
Of the 27 players that have gotten a 3,000th hit in the big leagues, Boggs is the only one who got there with the home run, and he wasn't really a home run hitter.
It was a strange night in Tampa, Michael. I mean, because we didn't, you know, obviously they don't draw well in Tampa. They didn't draw well back then, but it wasn't a sold-out crowd. I don't think anybody thought Wade was going to get it on that night. They were expecting it maybe the next night.
Chop toward first. It's a foul ball. Kochman, a slick fielding first baseman, but a foul ball. Here it is. Here's Boggs' 3,000th hit. August 7th, 1999.
It's his dad.
And he smooches home plate. Wade was a guy who was always aware of where he was in baseball history. He loved the game, loved the history of the game, and loved the fact that he was going to be included on that list. It was very important to him.
You know, and as a teammate, I mean, you remember the hit, obviously, and the excitement. I mean, all of us on that club, we're not going to be a 3,000 hit guy, so you kind of enjoy it through Wade Boggs or Derek Jeter tonight as a teammate. Vividly remember the next day expecting, I think we had a day game in Tampa, and expecting Wade to take the day off. Went out there, played, had a hit or 2. You knew a lot of fans came to watch him play that day, and like Derek Jeter his whole career, he did not disappoint.
And we tie it all together. Wade Boggs was in the game on May 30th of 1995 when Derek got his first hit. The first of, we don't know where it's going to end up, but right now it's at 29.98. There's a strike. And Nick Swisher does not like that call as he goes down looking. He thought it was too high.
We'll get another look at it. Neiman has been throwing some high fastballs tonight. Borderline up. It looked like it had the plate. Home plate umpire Darrell Cousins makes the call.
Here's Posada. That one's driven to right field. Deep. Going back is Joyce, but in front of the track he makes the play. Didn't have much carry to it, and just a long out for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Russell Martin, who doubled off the wall in the second inning. Hot shot and right at Rodriguez for the final out of the fourth. No runs a hit, no errors, and one man left on base. We played 4. It's 3-0 Tampa Bay. A little bit later on, follow the New York Yankees with the MLB.com at Bat 11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live action, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text it back to 31826 or visit Yankees.com for details. We go to the 5th, and Casey Kotchman leads off against Cologne. And the first pitch is a line drive just over the glove of a lunging Jeter, a base hit for Kotchman. He's 2 for 3.
Well, the 5th inning, but the same theme for Bartolo Colon. A lot of balls hit hard. Kotchman first pitch swinging, and again looking for a fastball early in the count, and he gets it. Just out of the reach of Derek Jeter on Yesmo.
He was flying there. He was in the air for a while. Here's B.J. Upton. That one's driven deep to left field. Backing up is Gardner. He's on the track. He's at the wall. See ya. A 2-run home run for Upton, and it is 5-0 Tampa Bay.
Well, Joe Girardi has seen 2 pitches from Bartolo Colon here in the 5th inning. The first was a fastball that Kotchman took care of. And the first pitch to Upton looked like a slider, and it's a hanger, a spinner right in the middle of the plate. And Upton, who has plenty of power, home run number 14. The Rays now lead 5-0.
That one is looped into left field. Gardner makes the play to retire Jaso for the first out.
You know, Michael, I would not want to be a GM when Upton comes up. I mean, this guy is so talented. He's got to be frustrating to watch if you're a general manager. Plenty of power and speed. Kind of waiting for him to get to that next level. It hasn't happened.
I've always thought this. It's funny you mention that. If I were a GM, I'd go to the Rays. I'd make a trade for him because I think I can unlock it. Now, they're a good organization. They're very forward thinking. They've never been able to unlock it to the level that people think is in there. But his brother's a great player for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and high draft pick, both of them. And it just, you know, B.J. Upton has not reached the level we all thought. I'd take a chance, though, put him in the right environment around veteran players. I always thought the Yankees would be a perfect opportunity for him.
Or how about this? You know, if you're the Yankees, you have a great hitting instructor in Kevin Long, or the Cubs, Rudy Jaramillo has a great reputation, and you're a GM and says, you know what, I have a hitting guy who could get him to the next level, and I'm going to take a chance.
There's a ground ball to short. Jeter gets Rodriguez. You know, I've talked to a lot of people over the years about Upton, and the one thing they say is that because the Rays have always had a team with youngsters on it, there's never been that Derek Jeter or that Chili Davis that will say, this is the way you do things, this is the way you prepare. I'd like to put him in that situation and see if that unlocks it. Because right now, he's one of their veterans. Noesi continues to warm. Here's Sam Fold with 2 fly balls to center. There's a strike. Another strike count, 0-2. Count 1-2. Fold an inspiration to a lot of kids that should know this story. He's a diabetic, type 1 diabetic, and he has been since the age of 10. He requires insulin twice a day. He injects himself in the morning and again after games, and he wants people to know and kids to know that that doesn't mean you can't play sports at this level. And he's a great student at Stanford, interned at Stats Inc. in economics. The guy's got it going on. His mother's a state senator in New Hampshire, and his father is the dean of liberal arts at the University of New Hampshire.
Probably going to go to grad school at Fordham, right?
Don't know if he can get in, but I'll see what I can do. The 1-2. Talk to Father McShane, see what he could swing.
Oh, you might be able to push some buttons over there. All that alumni money you give to Fordham.
5-0 Tampa Bay. We're in the top of the 5th inning. 2 outs, nobody on. The pitch. Popped up. Man out of play. And Cologne deals. Missed outside. 3-2. And the payoff. Popped up. Gardner is there, and he's going to put it away for the final out. But the Rays with 2 runs on 2 hits, nobody left. We're halfway through. Derek Jeter, 2 hits away from 3,000 in the first inning. 2,998. He'll be up second in the bottom of the 5th. Brought to you by Verizon Fios. Visit us online at verizon.com/getfios to get the best deals on Fios. Jeremy Hellickson, good young pitcher for the Rays. 8-7, 3.21 against Freddie Garcia. 7-6, 3.13. Our coverage will begin at 6 p.m. with the BP show. 6:30 pregame. First pitch right around 7:07. Yankees have dug themselves a 5-0 hole, and Brett Gardner leads off against Neiman, and there's a strike. 5-9-0 leading 0-4-0. There's a strike. Count 0-2.
Bartolo Colon continuing to struggle, but it looked like Neiman starting to figure it out a little bit. Ability to drop that curveball in there for a strike. Head quickly on Brett Gardner, 0-2.
Missed inside. Chopped slowly toward short. Charging Brignac, fires, and just gets Gardner for the first out. That's going to bring up Jeter. Big crowd here at the stadium. Jay-Z came to see his buddy make history. Henry Kissinger. I don't know if he's buddies with Derek, but I know he's a big Yankee fan. And about 48,000 of Derek's other close friends.
You know what? Derek bringing out some ex-teammates tonight, too. We saw Tino Martinez in the box. Gerald Williams was up there. Just got a text of Tanyan Sturtz, an ex-teammate, at the game tonight. Hoping to see some history. So bringing out the celebrities and a lot of ex-teammates.
Derek, first pitch that he saw in the first inning, doubled to left center. Many in the crowd standing. Derek shows bunt, takes outside. He had Rodriguez back at third.
Well, interesting. He'll take a hit any way he can get it. Another curveball and it misses. But you're right. He had Rodriguez back. Basically giving him a bunt base hit if he's able to execute it down the third base line. That takes a step or two in.
Grounded and a diving stop by Rodriguez. Gets to his feet, fires, and he gets Jeter for the second out. It was a nice play by Sean Rodriguez. It wasn't that well struck, but you figured that right down the line it could sneak past him. It didn't.
Yeah, jammed Derek a little bit, but I'll tell you what, this team can play some defense, first in the league in fielding percentage. And this is how they win some close games. A nice play by the third baseman.
Mom and Dad trying to get it past Rodriguez, but not to be.
Can you even imagine, Michael?
No.
Sitting there as a parent watching your son just pulling for every base hit.
And the amazing thing about Dr. Jeter and his wife Dorothy, they have been along for most of the ride. I say they have seen the majority of Derek's games. One of them's usually on the road. It's a really special relationship they have. And Derek's sister Charlie. I always tell this story. When Derek was drafted in '92, the Yankee manager was Buck Showalter. Derek and his mom and dad came to the stadium. They met Showalter, and I asked Buck, "What do you think?" He said, "I don't know what type of player. The reports say he's going to be great." He said, "But he'll never embarrass the Yankees. He'll always represent them well." I said, "How do you know that?" He said, "You could tell just by meeting some of these parents." He said, "Those are special people."
Well, and you know them better than I do. I mean, I saw Mr. Jeter the other day on a flight to Cleveland, but I was told that they have never asked the Yankees for any special treatment as far as getting into games or anything special. They just kind of follow the rules like everybody else, kind of hang in the background and support their son.
Swing and a miss, and Granderson down on strikes. So Neiman has retired 6 in a row. We played 5. It's 5-0 Tampa Bay. Derek Jeter's 3,000th hit go. You've been texting us at 58772. Here's how you voted. They've seen the game. 64% say right field. Although of his last 3 hits, 2 have been to left center and 1's been to right. There's a strike to Reed Brignac. Cologne's still in there. And he's trailing 5-0.
We'll see how long he goes. 84 pitches, 85th coming up right here. He only threw 80 in his outing, his last outing against the Mets, coming off the disabled list. We'll see how long Joe Girardi tries to stretch him out.
That's how the pitch count is broken down. We touched on this a little bit earlier, and I'm wondering if John gets the same feel as well. Yankees are a team, the mission statement is always win championships, and personal goals are always in the side view mirrors. They're not in the windshield. So that being said, doesn't this game just have a feel that it's about Derek Jeter and it's not about the Yankees winning this game, which is obviously something that is distasteful to him, but that's just the way it shakes out to me. Do you feel that way?
No, I do, and I agree with you. It goes against everything Derek believes in. I mean, perfect world, you want this 3,000 hit to be in a Yankee win. Good fastball there by Bartolo, because that's what Derek is all about. I think the Yankees had plenty of opportunities early in this game against Neiman. They weren't able to cash in, and now it just seems like it's all about Derek and possibly getting this 2 more hits.
And it's funny because everybody here tonight wants him to get the 2 more hits, and everybody has tickets for tomorrow. They want him to get 1 more hit and then just get that hit tomorrow. And the people on Saturday, it's like you're a Yankee fan, but you're rooting for Derek Jeter to get the hit when you're here. There's a hit right there for Zobrist. He's now a double away from the cycle. He has a single, a triple, a home run, and a walk.
Bartolo shaking his head. You can say it's just been a rough night, and he has not been able to figure out Zobrist. Try to go fastball inside, it leaks back to the middle, and more importantly, it's up in the zone. A triple, a home run, a walk, and now a base hit. And like you said, Michael, double away.
And that shouldn't be the most difficult one for Zobrist to pick up, because he has 28 doubles, and that's tied for the most in the major leagues with Boston's Adrian Gonzalez. But coming into tonight, Zobrist was in a 2 for 21 slump, so busting out of it in a big way. Served into left field. Gardner makes the play for the 2nd out, so Joyce is retired. Want to remind everybody, come out to Yankee Stadium tomorrow, July 8th, for a special giveaway when the Yankees take on the Rays. The first 18,000 guests 21 and older are going to receive a Yankees license plate. It's a frame courtesy of Avis. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com. Visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shop, so you can call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. That's going to do it for Bartolo Colon with Evan Longoria coming up. Colon will leave. Did not have his best stuff, but the bottom line is Yankees still in it, although it's going to be a tough ride at 5-0. AT&T, and that's why 5 2/3 innings, 10 hits, 5 runs. The runner at first is his responsibility, and they do call to the bullpen for Hector Noesi. And he's going to face Evan Longoria. This will be his 11th game. 24 hits in 22 innings, 7 walks and 10 strikeouts. Did not pitch in the Cleveland series. Last time we saw him was July 3rd against the Mets. That was a Sunday game. Runner goes. There's a strike. Throw to second. Got him. Good tag by Cano. Really good tag. As Martin guns him down. So that's going to do it in the 6th. No runs a hit. No errors because of this caught stealing. Nobody left on base. We're at the bottom of the 6th. On the IOTV HD Super Shot.
Throw up the line a little bit.
I think he got him on that sleeve. Ben Zober said he didn't touch me. Well, the second base umpire, Ronald Culpa, thought he touched him, so that's all that matters. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Jeff Neiman is pitching a shutout, holding the Yankees to 4 hits, one of them by Derek Jeter, who's 2 away from 3,000. There's a strike to Teixeira.
Neiman seems to have found his groove again. Head in the count 0-2, but the pitch count only 64. Starting the 6th inning here. Early on, Yankees had their opportunities the 1st and the 2nd. Then he straightened himself out in the 3rd and the 4th.
Their opportunity in the 1st and 3rd, 1 man out. Alex Rodriguez strikes out, and Cano, nice play up the middle by Zobrist. And that ends the inning. In the 2nd inning, better chance. 2nd and 3rd, 1 man out. Gardner fouls out to 1st, and then Jeter grounds out softly to 3rd. And that's really the last time they had anybody in scoring position. Sometimes you have to strike early. Missed outside.
I think also, Michael, you have a relatively young pitcher here in Neiman, and all of a sudden he gets out of some trouble and he finds himself, gains a little bit of confidence. Curveball has gotten better as the game has progressed.
Tim Hickey, the pitching coach, does a great job with the staff. And the 3-2. Popped up. Rodriguez makes the play for the first out. Time for the game summary, brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. 5-10-0 leading 0-4-0. Jeter doubled on the first pitch that he saw in the first inning. Now has 2,998 career hits. Zobrist a triple, a home run, a single, a walk, 2 runs scored. He's a double away from the cycle. Upton has 3 ribbies, including a 2-run home run. Pitch outside.
Michael, everybody I talked to in that Tampa Bay clubhouse about Neiman, they said he's really got to work down with his fastball, and I don't agree to this point. He has pitched up in the zone with his fastball. The fastball up and in off the plate. I think it's sneaky enough that he can pitch up there. And also being 6 feet 9 inches tall, it helps him with a little deception, and I think it makes his curveball that much better when he shows his fastball up.
You know, everybody wonders, is Derek going to be the last guy to get 3,000 hits? Well, Johnny Damon has something to say about it. Alex Rodriguez, of those others, probably has the best chance. You don't know if Rodriguez and Pudge and Vizquel are going to stay around long enough to get it. But I think there'll be other 3,000 hit guys. Alex needs 238. He's got a long-term contract. He's going to be here for a while. I'm sure he'll get 3,000.
It's not going to be a problem.
Is that one of them? Slow roll with the third? No, it's not. As Sean Rodriguez throws out Alex Rodriguez for the second out.
Watch Alex running. You can tell he's not 100%. And, you know, you wonder, Michael, about this All-Star game, and obviously an honor for Alex to be going to Arizona again. I'm sure he wouldn't mind a few days off, maybe to get healthy.
Well, Mariano today said he's not going to be going to the All-Star game. He is available to pitch tonight, but Yankees probably think it's best that he doesn't pitch in an exhibition game. Although some people promote it as it counts because it does decide home field advantage in the World Series. So I guess it's a highly energetic, glorified exhibition game. Cano with a single through the right side in the fourth inning extended his hitting streak to 11 straight. Pitch inside, 2-1. Two and two now. Dave Martinez. What's up with that beard?
He looks scary today. I mean, I used to play with Dave in Tampa, and he scared me a little bit when he snuck up behind me.
Looks like Johnny Damon's old beard with the Red Sox. You can get like bugs and stuff caught in there. That's a thick, dense beard. Driven to right field, deep, going back Joyce, looking up, see ya! A long home run for Robinson Cano. Yankees on the board, Tampa Bay leads 5-1.
Well, the curveball has been a good pitch for Jeff Neiman tonight, but Robinson Cano has figured this pitch out. He had a base hit on a curveball his last at bat. He gets another one out over the plate. And just great extension. That is a deep home run into right center field for Robinson Cano, number 15. And like you said, Michael, gets the Yankees on the board.
That's going to bring up Swisher. Weak hack there by Nick. 0-1. Count 1-1. Nick hit a hot shot up the middle. It was slowed down by Neiman, caromed out toward Zobrist. It was 1-4-3, then struck out looking in the fourth. Didn't like the called third strike. Most batters don't. '15th home run for Cano as he talks about it. His 56 ribby. Nick shows bunt, takes a strike.
Well, the Rays going with that shift again. Third baseman Rodriguez playing shortstop, so Nick Swisher, if he drops a bunt down, it's an easy base hit.
That one is driven out to right field. Joyce is there, makes the play, and that will do it. But the Yankees get on the board. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, nobody left. The 1 hit off the bat of Robinson Cano. A breaking ball into the bleachers. His 15th home run. We go to the 7th, 5-1 Tampa Bay. Williams passed away today. Really a fine manager, Hall of Fame manager. 13 seasons as a player, 21 seasons with 6 teams as a major league manager. 1967 American League pennant with the Impossible Dream Red Sox. Won 2 of the 3 championships with the A's in 72 and 73. Won a pennant with the Padres. Made the Hall of Fame in 2008. As Longoria rips one past A-Rod and down the left field line. Longoria will be in there with a double. And for those older Yankee fans, you remember the late George Steinbrenner, the owner of the Yankees, always had a flirtation going on with Dick Williams. It seemed like they could never make it work, but there were several times there were rumors that he was about to take over as a Yankee manager, but it never happened. But he did serve as an advisor to George Steinbrenner between managerial jobs and once he retired. So baseball community lost a Hall of Famer today, Dick Williams, and our condolences go out to his family.
Well, lucky enough to know his son Rick Williams, who was a pitching coach in Tampa when I was there and is actually now working for the Yankees. And my condolences. I mean, he was so excited when his dad got into the Hall of Fame in '08.
One count on Kochman, who was 2 for 3 tonight. No AC on a relief of Cologne. Came on to get the final out of the 6th, which was actually gotten on the base paths. Caught stealing. Moving out into left center field. Gardner will make the play for the first out. Let's check out the Rays in-game box score brought to you by McDonald's. There are 11 hits in there. Joyce has walked, but Ben Zobrist has had the big night. Home run, triple, single, walk, 2-run scored. B.J. Upton, a home run, a 2-run shot, another ribby as well. Casey Kochman, a double, 2-run scored. Longoria, a double, a ribby. Lots of hits in there, 11.
We talked so much early on how the Rays have been struggling offensively, the one part of their game that can get better, and that's how you get better. 3, 4, 5, getting it done. Longoria, Kochman, and Upton having big games.
Upton 10 for 27 over his last 8 games, pushing his average up. Leads the team in homers and RBIs. Grounded to third. Alex Rodriguez. They have the runner caught. And Longoria is tagged out. Throw to first. It's a very odd double play, but a double play nonetheless. And now it's a double play. They waited until Teixeira tagged him, and Teixeira said, wait a minute. He ran out of the base path, but Jim Wolf finally called him out. Strange double play. I believe it's 5-4-3, but not an around the horn. No runs a hit and nobody left on base at the end of 6.5. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Yankees trail 5-1. Here's how that double play played out. Alex ran into the umpire, a throw to first, and we're going to stay right here to honor America in the Bronx.
Thank you. Now join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to join in and sing along as Yankee Stadium
Thank you, Bob. Let's take a look at the Yankees in-game box score, brought to you by McDonald's. Derek Jeter got a hit on the first pitch of the first inning, a double, and that brings his total to 2,998, 2 away from history. Robinson Cano, the Yankees only run a home run. That was in the 6th inning. He's 2 for 3. Jorge Posada with a single, Russell Martin with a double, and that's the Yankee offense against the big right-hander Jeff Neiman. Neiman still in there as we go to the bottom of the 7th, and it's the bottom of the Yankee order. Posada, Martin, and Gardner. Obviously, somebody has to get on for Jeter to get in at bat. The Cadillac scoreboard shows a 5-1 Tampa Bay lead. There's a strike.
Well, it's that point in the game. I look down at the Tampa Bay Ray bullpen starting to scurry a little bit. Guys moving around, and you wonder about Neiman, who threw 98 pitches his last time out. Was only his 3rd start after the disabled list. Really, besides Robinson Cano, has been in command here since the 2nd inning.
Tampa Bay carries 8 pitchers, 2 lefties out there. That's a slow ground ball at 3rd. Weak hack by Posada, and there's 1 out. You can vote along with us for tonight's Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Tonight's candidates are number 1, Jeff Neiman, number 2, Ben Zobrist, number 3, B.J. Upton, and number 4, Robinson Cano. Vote now, make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. And there's Ben Zobrist. They double away from the cycle. Martin takes a strike. One and one. Take a look at Jeff Neiman, and he's a dead ringer for the actor Jeff Daniels. You might remember him with Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber. It's just like him, except he has a beard now. The 2-1. Grounded to 3rd. Rodriguez has had a busy night, and he puts it away for the 2nd out.
Yeah, we're so used to seeing Longoria play 3rd base. It's a little odd to see Rodriguez over there, but he has answered the call tonight, made some spectacular plays, made all the routine. Has plenty of time here with Russell Martin running.
He's had 5 assists, John. He caught a pop-up and also caught a line drive. Been involved. Here's Gardner. Pitch outside. And Derek Jeter is on deck. Derek Jeter will get another at bat as Gardner keeps the inning alive with a single right. And the crowd again gets excited.
Number 2, Derek Jeter. Number 2.
Derek's former teammate Gerald Williams, standing next to Derek's dad, Dr. Charles. Derek is 1 for 3, doubled in the first inning. 2 hits away from 3,000. Derek got his first hit against Tim Belcher on a splitter that hung up in the zone. 5th inning of a Yankee-Seattle game. A lot of those hits came against the Rays, 268. 4 American League East teams, of course, up top. He plays them the most, and then the Angels. That first hit, he was batting 9th in the Yankee lineup that night. He ended up going 2 for 3. 2 runs scored. Yankees lost that game 7-3 in a building that no longer stands. The Kingdome. 10,709 fans were there. Almost 5 times as many here in the Bronx right now. And the flashbulbs are going off with each pitch. Runner goes, the 2-1. Fouled off in front of the plate. I think it got a piece of Jaso.
I wouldn't have thought that this was a hit and run. Derek swings at a ball, looked like it was maybe a little down and away. 2 outs. Brett Gardner probably running on his own.
Brett would have been a very unpopular man here in the Bronx if he got thrown out there. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Derek 2 away from 3,000. Runner goes. Grounded foul. Brett 17 for 21 in stolen bases since May 20th. And he's stolen 8 straight without being caught. One thing they always say about Derek, all of his teammates that you talk to him, the game never speeds up for him. In big moments, he's able to smile and feel confident up there. He doesn't succumb to the pressure. Let's see how he does right here. 2-2 with 2 outs. Time call.
Neiman has really established that fastball inside to Derek. Last pitch he fouled off. We'll see if he goes to that curveball, which has been a real good pitch for him in the middle of this ball game.
Runner goes. Again, another foul ball. Derek Jeter has the 3rd most hits of any active player at night. Pudge Rodriguez is first, Omar Vizquel second. Derek Jeter is third with 1,937 hits at night. And he's under the lights right now. The 2-2. Grounded to short. Brignac across the diamond, and Derek is retired, and that will do it here in the 7th. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. Let's go to the 8th. It's 5-1 Tampa Bay. J&R Music and Computer World. And by Toyota, the official hybrid of the New York Yankees. Now we go to the 8th inning. Yankees trailing 5-1. So the likelihood of Derek Jeter getting his 3,000th hit tonight lessened considerably with that ground ball to short. He could still get another at bat, but you would think the Yankees are going to have a rally in their bones to get him up twice. (5-1) certainly not insurmountable. The 0-1. Fly ball left field. Gardner is there. One away. Seems like Gardner's had a lot of putouts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 putouts. Juan Cruz warming in the bullpen. A bunt and a foul ball. Joe Madden's hair longer than it used to be. Bench coach has a biblical beard. Joe's let the locks curl up.
He's got to be feeling pretty good about things. I mean, coming in here for a 4-game set. You mentioned earlier a lot of games after the break against the American League East. They played a nice ball game tonight with 11 hits, 5 runs. Quality starting performance from Jeff Neiman, and you coming into this game, you would say the Yankees had the pitching advantage. It didn't work out that way. Good pitching matchups all weekend.
Swing and a miss. Rodriguez down. Speaking about this series, tomorrow the Yankees and the Rays continue the division battle right here in the Bronx. Coverage starts at 6 without a batting practice today in the Tri-State 4 pregame. Then John and I are back right here with all the action. Rays and the Yankees all starts tomorrow at 6 only on Yes. And we'll get Freddie Garcia against Jeremy Hellickson tomorrow. There's Freddie Garcia. He had the win on Sunday with 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th inning, nobody on, but the Mets came back against Rivera, and Freddie lost his win. He pitched beautifully against the Mets that day. Saturday it'll be A.J. Burnett against David Price. Sunday, Sabathia against Shields. Crowd of 47,787 here at the ballpark, and that is a sellout. That one is looped to short, and Jeter's there, and a quick 1-2-3 inning for Hector Noesi as he retires the Rays in order. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 5-1 Tampa Bay. after the game for all the reaction with our tribute special, Jeter 3000, featuring an exclusive one-on-one interview with Derek and a look at all the great moments and milestones in the captain's career. Plus, insight from his teammates, past and present. Going to be a good watch. Jeter 3000 will air immediately after the game when this historic hit takes place, and this comprehensive coverage is only on Yes. Derek moved one hit closer with his single in the first. He's trying to move closer to the Rays. They trail 5-1. This is the 100th pitch for Neiman, and he deals up and in 1-0 to Granderson. Granderson's 0 for 3 tonight. 2 ground balls to first and a strikeout. Count 2-0. Count 3-0.
A little surprised Neiman came out here for the 8th inning. Joe Madden extending the outing for his starting pitchers. Had a very good night. He's going to have a couple extra days over the All-Star break before his next start.
Strike one. Kyle Farnsworth and Juan Cruz. Grounded foul, so from 3-0 to full.
Well, it's a nice luxury when you have a 4-run lead. You can challenge Curtis Granderson even if he hits one in the seats. It's not going to beat you if you're Jeff Neiman. You can afford to be aggressive, force some contact.
Foul back. They shift for Granderson as well as they do for Teixeira, especially when he's up in the count, because they think he's going to try to jack everything out. He swings and misses, so he comes back from 3-0 to strike him out.
You can tell the confidence of Jeff Neiman tonight. I mean, down behind in the count 3-0, and he just came right at one of the hottest hitters in the American League and throws a fastball right down the middle, right by him. Still looks strong here in the 8th inning.
Strike to Teixeira.
You could tell a lot by a pitcher, Michael. You know, just that look we had from the side there. Determination, focus, a lot of confidence. In the middle of this ball game, it's carried through.
Keeps clipping that outside corner. 0-2.
Look at the man who knows the finish line is near, trying to finish up strong.
Mark's average with his 0 for 2 tonight is down to 241. And I know Mark thinks of himself as a 300 hitter, and that's what he's been in the past. He's having great production numbers, but the average, 241. Count 2-2. .30-20 career record. That's the second best for a Tampa Bay pitcher through his first 50 decisions. His teammate David Price is better at 36-14. And there's David. He's going to start on Saturday. So now they count 3-2, and they went about it the opposite way. Previous batter was 3-0, worked full. Now this one was 0-2, worked full. And Alex is on deck.
season high in pitches for Neiman. His previous this year was 108 pitches against the Minnesota Twins.
And he ends up walking Teixeira. From 0-2 to losing him. And Hickey says, yep, the bullpen's ready. And Joe Madden is going to go make a change. Looks like he's mouthing the word Cruz instead of Farnsworth. There's two right-handers warming up, so he's going to bring in Cruz to face A-Rod. And Neiman did some job. He won 7 1/3. Runner at first is his responsibility. He can only win this game as Tampa Bay leads 5-1 here on Yes. Post-game show. Why? Because Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry are in the studio to break down all the action from this game with updates from around baseball. Plus, the great Kimberly Jones gets the team reaction from the clubhouse. It's all coming up on the WB Mason post-game, only on Yes. Not quite a half moon, but certainly in that vicinity. As Juan Cruz will come on. You see his numbers, 31 strikeouts in 31 2/3 innings, 18 hits, 21 walks. That's obviously way too many, so let's see how the Yankees approach him. It'll start with Alex Rodriguez. Alex 0 for 3 tonight. Struck out, grounded to short, and grounded to third. We're in the bottom of the 8th. 5-1 Tampa Bay. Count 1-0.
Cruz, a decent fastball there at 92, but a big slider to the right-handed batters. One of the reasons for that high strikeout total.
Strike on the inside corner.
Cruz having a good year, allowed his first home run of the year yesterday. Home run to Michael Kadire.
Count 2-1. We showed you the walk total, and that's an issue with the guy coming out of the bullpen. You throw kerosene on a fire if you start walking people. Yankees are a patient bunch. Popped up, center field. B.J. Upton will put it away for the second out. Alex 0 for 4. That's Neiman's line. The run total says 1, but the runner at first is his responsibility. 114 pitches.
And we talked about it. The Yankees, plenty of opportunities early in the game, first and second inning. After that, Jeff Neiman locked it in. We'll feel good about that, taking it into the All-Star break, and look forward to the second half.
And here's the guy that was responsible for the run, Robinson Cano, a solo home run, obviously, with 2 outs in the 6th inning. Next Tuesday, or this coming Tuesday, Robinson will start his 2nd straight All-Star game at second base. Strike. Backing it up right there. The 0-1. Grounded is short, gobbled up by Brignac, steps on the bag, and that will do it. So Cruz comes in and does a nice job. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left. We go to the 9th, 5-1 Tampa Bay. Discusses his fondest memories from the All-Star game, including his time managing the American League team last year. Plus, Joe previews the second half of the season. It's a new Joe Girardi show Sunday at 5, only on Yes. Hector Noesi's done a nice job, as he's held it right here at 5-1 as we go to the top of the 9th. He came on in relief with 2 outs in the 6th inning of Bartolo Colon. That one's fouled away. Line drive, past Cano into right field for a base hit. So here's the opportunity for Ben Zobrist to go for the cycle. Tripled in the 1st, scored. Home run in the 3rd, walked in the 4th, singled in the 6th. Last cycle for the Rays, a couple of years ago against the Yankees, B.J. Upton. October 2nd.
A lot of fans came here to see Derek Jeter and possibly getting 3,000 hits in baseball history. And Zobrist in line here if he has a double. Special night for him.
Off speed. 0-1.
Well, he got that triple taken care of his first at bat, and Nick Swisher gave him a little help in the right field corner, kicking that ball around.
Foul back here.
High fastball has been in vogue tonight. Noesi going up and in. Martin wanted it up and in. We've seen Jeff Neiman do that all night long to the Yankees.
Foul ball. Johnny Damon sporting a faux hawk. Ray speak glowingly of him, huh, John? Leader, still got some game.
Yeah, they were talking more about his offensive game. It's just been a consistent contributor all year long in a lineup that has had a lot of ups and downs. Johnny Damon has gotten it done in Tampa. Must be a lot of freedom for Johnny Damon when he gets away from the Yankees with the hairstyle. He could do whatever he wants now.
I think he could have pulled that one off with the Yankees. Nick Swisher's had worse. Just no facial hair. Nothing past the collar. I don't think that would fly. Boy, he's really hanging in there.
When I look out to right center field, there's a huge gap. Curtis Granderson shading Zobrist the other way a little bit. Nick Swisher in straightaway right field. I think it's a ball to the gap there in right center. I mean, it's going to be tough for him not to get another triple. What do you do? Do you pull up, Michael?
According to the game, all kidding aside, I don't know if I would pull up here because I don't think the game was a blowout. But if it was a blowout, I would. Throw to second. A stolen base for Brignac. And a check swing by Zobrist.
Yeah, I thought Zobrist might have swung at this one, and they checked, and he did not. Get another look. Looked like a slider down. He holds up, and a pretty strong throw again from Russell Martin. Brignac had a good jump. His third stolen base of the year.
Would you stop at second, John?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yep.
I don't believe it.
And one shot at a historic night.
Yeah, but that would mean that you would have two triples that night, too. The 3-2. And a walk. So Zobrist keeps his perfect night alive. Yankees were down 1-0 after 1. They were down 3-0 after 3. Then it was 5-0 after 4.5. Yankees came back with 1 run in the 6th on the Cano home run. That's it. And that's where we stand at 5-1. But Tampa Bay threatening first and second, nobody out. Off speed, swung on a miss by Joyce.
The Yankees down by 4, obviously going to have their work cut out for them in the bottom of the 9th inning. Noesi just trying to keep it here, see if he can possibly get a double play. In a little bit of trouble here, first and second, nobody out in the 9th.
Boston leads Baltimore 10-3, bottom of the 7th. So the standings could change in the American League East as Boston would go to first place if the Yankees lost and they end up winning that game. Swing and a miss. And Joyce down on strikes.
Again, another high fastball and a little something extra on it. The Rays have had a good night offensively, but not Matt Joyce.
Here's Evan Longoria. Evan is 2 for 4. And a strike. One and one. Derek Jeter has a double tonight, 2 away from 3,000. Longoria with a home run in Minneapolis yesterday. Not easy to hit one at Target Field, a big ballpark. The 1-2 high. First and second, 1 out. We're in the 9th. 5-1 Tampa Bay. Nick Swisher will lead off the bottom of the 9th inning for the Yankees. Swisher, Posada, Martin, Gardner, and Jeter would be the 5th batter. Count 3-2.
Can't throw a better pitch than Noesi just threw right there. I mean, you're always taught if you can locate a fastball down and away, you're going to have a lot of success. Darryl Cousins not giving Noesi the call. It's just off the plate from overhead. If you can locate there, you're going to have a lot of success.
Popped up and out of play.
see that swing in the foul ball. You see Longoria not feeling 100%.
Three-two. Swing and a miss. He wins that battle, striking out the dangerous Longoria for the second out.
Nice shot back-to-back at bats for Noesi, getting a couple of strikeouts.
Hey, look at that. Paul Konerko won the American League fan vote, and Shane Victorino won the National League fan vote. And there's your replacement with Mariano Rivera on the American League team. So it's shaken out. I'm sure there'll be some other people that might pull out of the game with injuries. You never know what happens over the final weekend. So Mariano and the Yankees desire to make sure he's 100% in the second half. Well, benefits Jordan Walden to get on the squad. Mo's available to pitch tonight if he has to. Hasn't pitched since Sunday at Citi Field. Kochman 2 for 4 today with 2 runs scored. 1-1. The 2-1. Right in on the hands, 2-2.
Good fastball right there at 94 in on the hands, even in a fastball count for Kochman, not able to take care of it. Kochman now hitting .346 coming into this at bat. Johnny Damon talking a little bit of hitting.
Off speed, swung on and missed. That's an impressive inning for Noesi. He strikes out the side. No runs a hit, no errors, and 2 men left. Last legs coming up for the Yankees. They trail by 4. broadcast is brought to you in part by The Smurfs in 3D. In theaters July 29th. By Dunkin' Donuts. To get dunked, go to getdunkd.com. And by Domino's. Order at Domino's.com and see the progress of your order in real time with Domino's Tracker. Sellout crowd of 47,787. They wanted to see Derek Jeter get 3 hits for 3,000. Now they'd like to see the Yankees rally in the bottom of the 9th inning against a former Yankee, Kyle Farnsworth. Look at the numbers on Farnsworth.
Well, what jumps out at you, only the 4 walks right there in 34 2/3 innings. Remember him as a Yankee. He always had control problems his whole career, but has seemed to have figured it out. Pitched a lot of games this year, too. So one concern for the Rays in the second half, finding a way to give Kyle Farnsworth a little bit of a break. Joe Madden brings him in this game, and it's not a safe situation.
Nick Swisher leads off.
Even though we just saw those numbers from Farnsworth, if I'm a New York Yankee, he'd have to prove to me he can throw the ball over the plate before I go up there swinging the bat.
Well, you remember this, John. His stuff is so good and so dominating. You'd be shocked that he wouldn't get people out all the time. But he would just run into problems occasionally.
Yeah, you know, like I said, a lot of it was location where he would get so predictable, fastball and fastball counts, and it didn't matter he's throwing 97, 98. Major league hitter will get a good swing when you're in a fastball count, but this year the walks are down.
He has good numbers, Swisher does, against Farnsworth. 3 for 5, 1 of the 3 a home run.
So many different schools of thought here. If you're a Yankee going up there, do you wait and be patient against Farnsworth, or do you go up there and try to slug your way back into this game?
Swing and a foul tip held onto by Jaso, 1 away. Rough night for Nick, 0 for 4. Obviously not a save situation for Farnsworth as the Rays are up by 4. But Joe Madden just wanting to close this game out. Posada 1 for 3. Inside. Count 2-0. On deck, Russell Martin. 5 runs on 12 hits for Tampa Bay. Yankees 1-6-0. 3-0 to Posada. Derek Jeter would like another hat. Means his team is rallying. 97 miles an hour on the corner for a strike. And there's a walk number 5 on the year, as the Yankees get a base runner on in the bottom of the 9th.
Well, that's what the Yankees are hoping for. A little bit of help from Farnsworth. Obviously, Joe Madden not feeling the same way.
Martin flirted with a home run in the second inning, missed by maybe half a foot from the top of the wall. That moved Posada, who was on first, to third, but the Yankees couldn't play to run there. That came in the second inning. Rodriguez deep at third. Yankees need base runners. Runner goes, and it's a pinch runner, and that's Ramiro Pena. So he's going to take second on defensive indifference. That one is driven into center field. BJ Upton hardly had to move, and the Yankees are down to their final out. And that's Brett Gardner coming up. Gardner is 1 for 3. And Derek Jeter is on deck. Pitch inside, still has a great fastball. 96, 97. And the count 2-0.
Brett Gardner here, you just got to make sure if you're going to swing, it's a fastball and it's a strike. If I was Brett, I'd be taking here.
And he does, right down the middle. Count 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Now 2-2, and Gardner didn't like that call at all.
A lot of reactions tonight with home plate umpire Darryl Cousins. It looked like a pretty good pitch. Jaso did not do a great job of receiving it and giving Cousins a good look.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Stays alive. Fans are sometimes amazed at the conversations they can have with Jeter when he's on deck. He'll turn around and go, should I swing at the first pitch? What do you think? What's this guy throwing? Just joking around with fans. Other players need to be locked in right from the moment they leave the dugout. But Derek has everything slowed down for him. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. The ball gets away from Jaso. And Gardner's going to reach. And Pena will move to third. And that gives Jeter an at bat. So a strikeout and a wild pitch.
Number 2, Derek Jeter.
Derek has been up 3 times against Farnsworth with 1 at bat. With 1 hit, I'm sorry. 3 times with 1 hit, 1 for 3. Derek doubled in the first. The old fake to third, fake to first. And not holding Gardner. Kochman way behind him, so Gardner's just going to take off for second on the pitch. That run means nothing. Yankees are down by 4.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to figure out what Farnsworth is thinking. That doesn't mean anything right there. You got to take care of Derek Jeter right here and make sure you don't bring the tying run to the plate and Curtis Granderson.
Inexplicably, Gardner doesn't go. I wish I could explain why, or why not, but he didn't go. Derek doubled on the first pitch of the bottom of the first. Double to left center. Then is grounded to the left side 3 times. Twice to third, once to short. 2,998 hits. 2 away from history. Swing and a miss. Gardner will go to second on defensive indifference. Jeter needs to get on base to keep this game alive for the Yankees. The 1-1. Missed outside. 2-1. 98 miles an hour by Farnsworth.
Again, this looks like a pretty good pitch.
Wow.
Oh, Derek will take it. 98 miles an hour. He gets the benefit of the doubt on the call. Now he's in a good count, 2-1.
Fouled off the other way. 2-2. So the Yankees are down to their final strike.
Watching Farnsworth here in this inning, and he's been a little erratic, but his slider not as big as I remember it. Got the ability to throw it for a strike there in a fastball count.
A lot of things at play here. Derek's quest for 3,000. Family and friends in the box. Yankees trying to keep this rally alive and come back in this game. The 2-2. Grounded slowly toward third. Going to be a tough play. Rodriguez fires to first. They get Jeter. Ball game over. And the Yankees lose this one 5-1. So Derek Jeter doubles in the first. And he is retired the next 4 times he comes up. And he goes into tomorrow down 2 from 3,000. But the Yankees lose their 4th out of 5 games. And this is how the game ended.
Well, after a slider, Farnsworth goes with a fastball. And you can see Derek hustling, trying to get an infield hit. A nice play by Rodriguez at third. He had a great night at third base tonight.
Well, stick around for the post-game show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game. Yankees lost the last one at Citi Field, 2 out of 3 in Cleveland, the first one of this 4-game set against the Rays. We have so much more to come as the Rays take the first one 5-1 over the Yanks.